What's up, y'all? And welcome back to another goddamn alternative factuals video. Now, I got a nice little special guest in the building. Now, y'all already know I'd like to talk about Blue Marvel and, all these black characters, but I got my boy here, one of the experts in black characters. Make some goddamn noise for my homeboy, Ernie, the blurred without goddamn face. Come on, give him them central sounds, baby.
Looking like a double wide surprise. What's going on, my guy?
So, we're going to dive into the details of this video and all that stuff, after we get into the usual stick, which is, make sure you like, share, and of course subscribe. And like I said, like, share, and of course subscribe to my homeboy Ernie. He's going to, be doing some other stuff as well that I personally don't cover. But like I said, let's just support each other. Let's uplift ourselves. Come on, we two kings doing it out here. But since I did all that, without further and or possible ado, let's kind of just jump into this. So okay. So basically, what we have here in this video, I wanted to leave it as he already said in his video, and obviously it's gonna go up on both of our channels. But I'm gonna kind of clean it up and make sure you understand what direction we're going in. You already know that Monica Rambeau is one of the most powerful women in the Marvel Universe. We also know that Blue Marvel is one of the most powerful black men in the Marvel Universe. Now, me and Ernie, we talk and all that stuff because, we play games. He has a Twitch channel. We vibe, we just be chatting and talking it up. And we thought this was just, we thought really it was a really good idea. And imagine if Blue Marvel and Monica Rambeau, because currently they're dating, what if they, loved each other so much and they decided to have a child? We thought, how problematic that child would be, and a really good chance that that child would actually be able to destroy, guaranteed, Franklin Richards. I mean, like, no jokes. And I know some people are gonna be triggered, and obviously this is not a fact, because I know people are gonna try and talk about this anyway, like, oh, this is not true, this doesn't happen in comics. Obviously, this is just us speculating based on the circumstances we're presented. So I know people are gonna do it anyway, but I just wanted to make sure that there's just a disclaimer. But yes, this would be one of the most lit things you've ever seen in Marvel Comics, because if you look at the power set of Blue Marvel, we already know that this dude is literally a living antimatter reactor. He has superhuman strength. He's basically invulnerable. Flight, the run-of-the-mill powers, but he also has, enhanced perception. He has like a low-level version of like cosmic awareness, energy generation, bioluminescence, molecular manipulation, which basically means he can manipulate matter. In reality, he has a longevity. There's a lot of powers that Blue Marvel has, and then, oh my Jesus, what are you talking about, Monica Rambeau?
Look, man, Monica Rambeau is out here. Look, let's just go ahead and put it on blast. Okay, for those who don't understand how Monica Rambeau's powers work, let's just go ahead and put it out there. She can basically control, project, and become pretty much any facet of the electromagnetic spectrum. I'm not even just talking about electricity. I'm not just talking about magnetism. She can also control and become gamma rays, X-rays, microwaves. She, at one point in time, I remember, I think this was roughly in and around the time of Civil War II, she was able to move at light speed and travel through Thanos' eyes. I mean, come on now. Now, granted, it didn't work, but it didn't kill him or anything, but she's used that in the past to take people down.
And what many people don't realize either, because we were just talking about this, if you read, because I had to read this for the most recent video, is people don't know, like, her powers don't just limit her either to like the electromagnetic spectrum. She was able to actually physically manifest like magical energy in order to fight off the advancements of what's his name again? The one that Doctor Strange summoned in the Mighty Avengers.
Shumagorath. Shumagorath.
Yeah.
She's actually, not only that, she's used it as recently as Avengers No Road Home from 2019, where she was actually able to act as a conduit through the Scarlet Witch. Basically,
right.
She was able to, because at the time, Scarlet Witch was blind. and Monica was able to basically kind of turn into a light form and essentially dive into Scarlet Witch's mind and act as like kind of like electricity and like kind of like map her brain waves and see what Scarlet Witch was thinking, and basically get Scarlet Witch's mind's eye vision of what it was she wanted her to do, and then was able to perfectly remember every rune, every hand sign, and recreate the magic that Scarlet Witch wanted to pull off. So yeah, dude, Monica Rambeau is no joke. People really need to stop playing her crazy like she is not out here, like she has not been out here this whole time. She is, I would say, I know a lot of, like right now, currently in the Marvel Comics universe, they're trying to say, oh, Sue Storm is the most powerful woman on the planet. No. Dead that.
Psych.
It's your girl, Monica Rambeau.
And what makes this even, this is what I'm saying. All right, now, we gave you a bit of a backstory, like two characters, right? Two of the most powerful characters, or one of, like, two of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, right? So then you have Franklin Richards. You already know Franklin Richards. He's basically, Marvel Comics version of, Jesus Christ, pretty much. He comes as a child and he, basically gets older, sacrificing for, not really sacrifice himself, but he's pretty much Jesus Christ. So you already know he has the reality warping. He is able to manifest, small realities and small universes. He has telepathy, telekinesis, energy blast, precognition, all that stuff. He has astral projection. He has all these abilities that just seem so godlike. And supposedly, he's supposed to be, the last person at the end of time. He's supposed to fuse with Galactus and then move on to the next universe, right? Now, here we go. Now, imagine combining Blue Marvel and Monica Rambeau. Like, these are two people who already, by themselves, are powerhouses. I mean, literally powerhouses. And then combining their genetics, those genes, those energies into a singular being. That means not only will they possess, like, all the powers of Monica Rambeau, which by far she's already an omega level threat, let's just be honest. And then Blue Marvel, who, even though he was classified as an alpha level threat, which I think is a total misjudgment of his abilities, just imagine combining them into a singular person. That means he would have the ability to reality warp, and then he would have the ability to, manipulate matter, simply because Monica's powers would then further augment the powers of Blue Marvel, and then Blue Marvel's abilities would further augment the powers of Monica Rambeau, simply because they just go hand in hand together. We've seen their powers work hand in hand multiple times throughout, like, ever since they've been kind of introduced to each other. And most people aren't ready, really ready to talk about stuff like that. Now, so let's say the child of Monica Rambeau was to fight Franklin Richards, for example. What is it that Franklin Richards can do that the child of Blue Marvel and Monica Rambeau, like, what's the difference between their abilities in terms of, them fighting or going up against each other? Because ultimately they can negate each other's attacks up to a certain extent, but I think, like I said, their child will be just a little bit more powerful. But how do you think their child will kind of come out in terms of abilities? Because obviously it's not going to be exact, replica, but what powers do you think would, I guess, challenge Franklin Richards specifically that can derive from each character versus, Franklin Richards, obviously?
I think, honestly, first and foremost, I think you're going to be looking at a character who would immediately have the abilities, at least some of the abilities of Monica Rambeau, in terms of being able to, at the very least, I would say maybe become energy. Maybe not exact, maybe would he be on the exact same level, but here's what I would do. I would actually throw one better. Blue Marvel has the ability to control antimatter. Like, he is literally an antimatter reactor, a living one. Imagine if you put those two abilities together, merge them together, if Monica Rambeau can literally become any energy, in the spectrum, could you imagine him having that ability, but also being able to become antimatter?
Ridiculous.
and I want to even point out, I just to prove how powerful this guy would be. Blue Marvel's strength is untested. Like, he has we don't know the upper limit of his strength, right? Could you imagine that just the fact that he was able to break the jaw of the Ultimate Marvel Universe's Hulk?
Single punch.
One punch, not two. He literally was one punch man on this dude. He pulled some Saitama-ish, and what I love about that too is imagine the child getting those same, or maybe even close to that same level of power. And I don't know if anyone watching this video has been reading The Immortal Hulk, but I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but at the end of time, there are only like 2 beings left in all the universe, and that is the Immortal Hulk. And I guess what is considered the one above all. And originally Franklin Richards was supposed to be there, and the Immortal Hulk clapped him, and he didn't even have reality warping powers.
Right.
So like when people always talk about, oh, this character has reality warping, so they're basically OP, they're invincible. That doesn't matter.
I think it's my bad. I think you cut out for a second.
Oh, no. I mean, I legitimately stopped. Oh, okay. Look, that was technically my mic drop moment, but
because it went like super silent. I was like, did the call drop?
No. I was just like, no. I was like, that's it. That motherfucker dead.
But let me see. But yeah, so let's try and make this. Let's kind of form this person, this embodiment of true power. So I think we can agree that one of the first abilities that we feel like the child of Blue Marvel and Monica would have would be just being able to turn into energy or some form of antimatter energy. That's just something we know off the rip, like, is an ability that the child is going to have. Just the combination of powers, I'm pretty sure it will be like some form of energy form or something like that along the lines. That's one power I think we both can agree on. Now, another power I think would kind of manifest, obviously, would just be the outright, matter manipulation. Blue Marvel has the ability to do it, and it's not such a great degree, not even compared to like Molecule Man when it comes to Blue Marvel. But I think because of the combination of powers, he's going to be able to manipulate matter in general. So I think that's going to be a thing. His cosmic awareness is going to be enhanced further because, like I said, the combination of Monica. Her powers would actually augment Blue Marvel's abilities because we've seen that before as well. Obviously the run-of-the-mill power, super strength, super speed, 9 vulnerability, and just due to his heritage, I think he's just gonna have hands. That's just fact of the matter. You're just gonna have hands. You got 2 parents who have hands. There's no way you're not gonna have hands. Like, they're gonna show you how to fight on top of their powers. So you're just gonna have that.
Oh no, that's automatic.
But one of the biggest arguments I want to make for a fact is, you touched upon it like a couple minutes ago, where Franklin Richards, his parents literally is just a dude who can stretch, and Sue Storm, who supposedly is one of the most powerful women in the Marvel Universe, but seems like every arc I've ever seen her in, she's just been like, oh, my powers are weak and faint. And then that's just pretty much about it. Now, in reality, Franklin Richards' powers, I know you have the X gene and all that stuff, but there's no way you can tell me that the Cosmic Control Rod did not give Franklin Richards a huge chunk of his abilities. There's no way in hell you can tell me that. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I know the X gene can be random. It can be anything, like literally anything under the sun. But I'm just like, what are the chances?
Exactly.
What are the chances that he would just be able to warp reality like that on such a scale like that, especially when he had such interactions with the Cosmic Control Rod and had a huge incubation period in order for him to kind of be able to, I guess, recover from whatever complications he was having inside of Sue Storm or whatever like that. Now, some people are probably going to be like, oh, it's a combination of the X gene and the cosmic rays from their bloodstream, whatever like that. I'm just like, but still, like that's just like a long shot in a lot of ways. So I think, in reality, since the Cosmic Control Rod had a huge involvement with his birth, I think that's where most of his power derives from. And I don't think he would be that powerful without it, to be honest with you.
Oh no, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And once again, like I said, sometimes it's not always about the power. Like, a lot of times, like, man, we've seen in the past characters with reality warping abilities get clapped crazy, and and it's usually about a character who doesn't even have half the power. So I mean, imagine a character who could probably actually go toe to toe, and that's another thing too. Franklin's not super strong. He doesn't even have hands. this guy is not a hand-to-hand combat expert. I would imagine that this, like, just by the nature of who and what he is, you know, like, I mean, granted, yeah, he's at this particular point in the Marvel universe, he's a teenager. But, you know, and of course, we're talking about a theoretical child that doesn't even exist. But, you know, in regards to, you know, the child of Blue Marvel and Monica Rambeau, but my thing is, if you match them, comic for comic, you know, panel for panel, you know, I would honestly say that, yeah, Monica Rambeau and Blue Marvel's child would have hands. They would have hand-to-hand combat experience. They would know how to throw a punch. You know, and that's the thing, like, if the Immortal Hulk, which, for all intents and purposes, is one of the most powerful beings in regards to strength and just pure indestructibility.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just going to say right now, if that character can defeat Franklin Richards, who is a reality warper, what good is reality warping against someone who can clearly get their hands on you? You know, like, you can only go so far. Not only that, I mean, we don't really know the future of what's going on with Franklin now just yet, but he's going through some ish of his own right now. This dude may not even have powers by the time this is all said and done. But yeah, there's no way you can convince me otherwise.
Then also what a lot of people don't realize either, which is like, maybe it's a small detail. I think personally it's a big deal. We've never even seen how Franklin can interact with, like, antimatter.
Right.
Regular matter, sure. But I'm like, antimatter, we have no idea if he can even manipulate that, or if he can even have some sort of say over how the antimatter particles even operate. And we haven't seen anything to dictate, you know, like, that he could. So I'm pretty sure, like, that's going to be a big thing. Where, like, you're dealing with someone who has both, you know, who can manipulate both positive matter and antimatter. And then over a sudden, you know, like, oh, if he can manipulate regular matter, then why not just bring in antimatter to the equation? You don't know that. That's a whole different dimension of, you know, particles in general.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, like, that's just me. You know, that's just me. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, here's my thing though. One thing I want people to understand, because I know people are already, like, triggered. They're probably sitting there in Yosemite Sam mode. They're like, ooh, like, there's mad, getting ready to like destroy their keyboard, like, with comments. But here's the thing. I don't even think that what you or I are even saying is that, like, we're not saying it'll be a flawless victory, you know?
Right.
But what we're saying is that ultimately the character of Franklin Richards would most likely, in almost every scenario, probably not be able to hang with someone that had the combined genetics of a person who is so powerful that he is written out of most comic storylines, because he would literally undo any credible threat that could possibly come their way, who happens to be in a relationship with a woman who gets the same treatment. Lest we forget, Monica Rambeau had the power to destroy the ultimate Marvel Earth. Earth 1610, she could have destroyed it, but she chose not to. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just saying that I think a child of those two versus the child of a dude who simply can stretch and is really smart, and a woman who passes out every time she uses too much of her invisibility. I'm just saying, if I'm putting the two together, I mean, I'm just saying.
So what I'm going to say is always bet on black. But anyways.
Damn right.
Said, I guess let us know in the comments how y'all feel about this whole concept in general. Like I said, this is hypothetical because a child of Monica Rambeau and Blue Marvel does not exist. Even though Blue Marvel has 3 kids, Monica, to my knowledge, does not have any kids.
Yeah, she does. She has no children.
So let us know what you think about this. I know this is going to be controversial. Some people are probably going to feel like, nah, Franklin Richards was smoking, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, whatever. He has the feats to kind of, you know, I guess make an argument. And then obviously we're talking about a hypothetical child that doesn't exist, has no feats. So, I mean, sure, I'm willing to listen to arguments, but obviously be within reason and be respectful, because, you know, I don't tolerate none of that. Anyways, let us know what you think in the comments. You already know, it's your boy Alternative Factuals. You know, catch me Alternative Factuals on the channel. Then I go ahead, Blurny. Let them know where I said Blurny. I've been doing that all week. I've been combining words for no reason. I was
I'm dead.
Yeah, I was trying to tell my girlfriend, I'm like, do you like your coffee black? And I said, do you want your boffy cack?
Wow. Wow. I'm here for it though. No, you can find me at youtube.com/blurred without fear, and blurred without fear on all social media for the most part, except Twitter, where you'll find me at blurred-fear.
And remember, always remember them sensual sounds. And I'm pretty sure this is probably going to end up on earnings video too, but god damn.
Good God.